gone to plan. Hello. Let me check on the stream because I got Pat in the way. Hello, Pat again. Hello. It looks like everything's working. Go on the Discord. No, onto YouTube. Couple seconds to update. How are you feeling, Pat?
Wonderful. Had a week off work. Got to go back to work Monday, as you can probably imagine. Yeah.
I finished college last week. So now I'm off.
You got to get a job.
Trying to turn this
Oh,
into a job as well.
college. So you've done your 2 years.
I've done my 1 year because I only did media level 1. I'm doing media level 2.
I thought the law was you had to do 2 years at college.
I am going to do 2 years.
Oh, but wait. So when you said you finished college, you haven't finished college. You broke up for the year.
No, it's different with college. Not I've broken up for the
Hmm.
year. It's I've finished my course. I have chosen to do another year.
No. I don't think you can choose. I think it's the law. You've got to do two
No,
years at sixth form.
it's until you're 18. One of my friends has dropped out, and he will be 18 by the time the next course ends. So he's
Oh,
technically allowed to drop out.
okay, that's pretty cool. I
Um,
thought it was 2 years.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, too old to care.
Since last week's problems, shall we say, where I forgot to turn on my own mic, my camera died, so I've now brought a new webcam just to solve that problem.
Nice.
Everything should be fine. Everything should be working.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
you look like you can do your hot tub bikini and beaches stream on Twitch with that camera. You laugh
Uh,
like that's on your ideas for revenue stream. I can see.
no, see, actually, funny that you mentioned it. The last podcast episode that we did, we discussed how weird those are and why are they a thing. I think it was the last episode.
I don't know. I've never watched one, so
No, you've never watched Press Fed. Should be coming back
no,
soon.
I've never watched a hot tub bikini and beaches stream. So if you could let me know what they're like, that would be
The
an
furthest I've
insight, I guess.
ever got to seeing one is literally the thumbnail, and I was confused at what on
All right,
earth. Don't you do this to me?
okay.
Don't
You
you
know
do
your
this
dad
to me?
works in your dad works in IT, so he can see what you do on your computer. You know
Yeah, I
that,
know he
right?
does.
Don't you?
My
Let
dad
me just
used to.
let me just text him. Let him know.
My dad used to do this thing when we lived in a different house when I was on the top floor. And stop laughing. I used to live on the top floor, and he would like remote into my computer, or like he'd make my computer talk, and he used to freak the hell out of me, tell me dinner's
Yeah,
ready.
yeah.
Hated
Oh,
that.
it's good times. It's good times.
Tip cider on
The
myself.
things you used to be able to do on a computer back in the 90s and early noughties, it was fun.
Cannot get away with
Simple
that
things.
now.
No, you can get away with it. It's just Microsoft have made it just that little bit harder, and so therefore less fun.
Okay, so I have hello phone. What do you want to tell me? Um, yes, and I'm in the show. I still kept the Apple Keynote stuff on here, although we discussed it. I didn't feel like it's important to go back over.
It would appear I just discussed it,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't know
Wait.
if you want to.
It's not going to be right if we just reenact exactly what we talked about last time.
We could have played complete ignorance and just asked the same questions at the same period of time, and no one would have known.
Yeah. I mean, what did we talk about? We talked about uh package tracking,
The
paying Apple Car. Oh no,
Apple
CarPlay.
Car,
Yeah,
Apple
and
Pay,
Apple Car. Did we talk about
yeah,
the
and
medication app?
no, we talked about the what's it called? Mag,
M2,
what do you call it?
Mac Pro,
No, Magnet.
Mag, MagSafe.
Ma- the mag lock, so you can attach your phone to your monitor to become a
Oh, that
webcam.
was it. Yes, that.
Yep. We did talk about the password safe.
Yeah.
Um,
Web handoff calls we
yeah,
briefly went
we
over.
did talk about the M1 and the M2 MacBooks.
Talked a bit about how to play games on Mac because now they've got upscaling. The new Apple Metal 3, I think it's called now, Apple Metal 3, which looks terrible.
Still going to be rubbish in it.
Yeah, no, the frames on it are awful. It just doesn't look good. I don't know why. How is Apple so good at making things for video and everything else, but they just completely ignore games? I know it's
They're
not that.
not, are they? They're not, are they? Let's be honest. They third party that. It's not Apple making it, is it?
I don't know.
Final Cut isn't made by Apple, is it?
What?
No.
Does it say
Sure.
online, or is it just going to say Apple? Developed by Micromedia.
Yeah. So, oh, blimey.
And now you've
Published by Apple.
published by Apple, but developed by Micromedia, American
Yeah.
multimedia web development software company. They don't exist anymore. They closed 2005. So
It's a bit like saying the Teslas are made by Elon Musk.
they're not. They're
No,
made
he
by
bought the company.
Tesla.
He bought the company.
Fire company. Didn't know that.
Yes.
Ah,
Yes. And then renamed it Tesla.
what was the company
Company who
called
already
before?
I can't remember. That's not to say that he didn't have some design input, but the foundations were already there when he bought the company.
Tesla Inc. According to this, it's always been called Tesla. No?
Not Wiki.
Yeah, it is Wikipedia. I failed my entire history because of Wikipedia. This slideshow. Ah, I did a PowerPoint, and it just didn't work out because I put all of the things from Wikipedia. My history teacher said, "That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong." That was fun.
Oh,
Fun.
there is a lot of good stuff from Wikipedia, but it's also um, uh, individual person created. Is there a way to make it Wikipedia night mode?
I don't know. I don't think so. Well, all you need to do is spend £150 on some nice lights, and you solve your problems.
No, it's not that. It's just bright.
Yeah. Um. Uh.
Oh, no, there's a Chrome plugin.
Did I discuss the spotlight thing with you? I don't think I did. Apple side view spotlight kind of thing. I'm trying to load it up. I think I put it somewhere.
No, you did not.
It's kind of Apple's solution to having multiple windows open at once. Moves it to the side. I'm not a fan of it. They have it on the iPad and on Mac OS. I don't know who's using it on Mac OS, but it's definitely not good on just doesn't look good.
Are you talking about like the same kind of thing that Windows does with the snap the window to the left to the right kind of
No,
thing?
no, they already had that kind of feature already in it. If I try and get it, I saw a lot of images of it.
Because I've watched that the one that makes me laugh is Microsoft keep advertising Windows 11 like it's like advertising toilet paper. What? Why? Why are you advertising an operating system? If you bought a IBM x86 PC, it will come with Windows unless you specifically tell it not to, and you go down the Linux route. And if
Yeah.
you're going down the Linux route, you're not going to be sold on. Yeah, you know what? They're right. I think I should put Windows on it. And the other thing is sometimes when they do the feedback, don't they say, how likely are you to recommend Windows to a friend? Not at all.
You
What?
don't
Why
need
would I
to.
be
Yeah.
recommending an operating system to someone? But it's like
Um.
the advert on telly when they've got the guy on there. He says, "I use the what's it called, the desktop changing thing, so I can have extra desktop, so I can work on this one
Oh.
and game
Virtual.
and game on this one." Why
Yeah.
why why would you do that? Why not just shut down what you're doing to give your machine more resources to play your games? So,
The only time that I used that feature was when I was in lesson and I didn't want to be caught for playing games, or at the time I was actually
or being on
um
Twitch with hot tubs, bikinis, and beaches, obviously.
no, I hate you. Um I think at the time I was still into programming, so I was doing programming. I'm gonna always avoid you when you say those questions. um yeah,
Very
I
conservative of you.
thank you. What I switch to this. This is the stage manager, so it moves all of the screens, all the other applications to the side and leaves one in the middle. Or you can slide ones onto it as well. I know that you got a bit of delay, so I'll leave it up for a bit.
Okay.
Available, as I said, on iPad and um Mac.
Well, yeah, because I'll be honest with you, the previous way they did it was just put a little blue dot above the application that was running.
Yeah, but they
So
also
it's not a bad way of highlighting what you've got running.
no, it's not. I just don't think many people are going to use it. Well, I guess we'll
Well, to be
see.
honest, well, the thing is that Microsoft shot themselves in the foot when they got rid of the stacking tiles. I think it was it on Vista? I think it was
No,
on Vista. I
Windows
didn't use
8, wasn't it?
was it when they were stacked tiles. So you rather than when you do Alt Tab now, it just shows you what you've got open. You used to go dink and do Alt Tab again, and it go to the next one, and it would just
Um,
move it along. It's an animated sequence. That was
like
fun.
the start thing, but like fully sized across the entire screen. I do remember this. Like, hang on. I just remember it
No,
being a huge flop. This.
no,
You talking
no,
about
no, no.
this?
So when you do Alt Tab and it brings up all of your open applications on the screen,
Yeah,
just so you can see them and you can click on them.
yeah.
Before it used to put them in slanted tiles, so they were layered on top of each other, and it would you do Alt Tab again, and it would
Oh, yeah.
roulette them.
Okay, I understand what you're talking about now. Sorry, that was a complete misunderstood by me.
S- Yeah, I think that was Vista that did that,
Yeah, I think
and
you're
it
right.
was fun, just a fun thing. Don't know why they got rid of it.
An interesting another thing that Apple did. I they're making me excited about a feature that should have been added ages ago when they allowed you to plug in monitors to the iPad, and you can actually scale it. When you plug in a monitor now, it actually scales to the size of the monitor. Finally, I just why wasn't that a feature?
Why would you need that?
Well, you iPad is becoming more like a computer every day, and to have it open like an actual monitor is useful. Have two screens available is great.
So they're closing the gap between the iPad and the Surface range. Then
Yeah,
that's what they're trying to.
but I believe it wasn't confirmed this, but for a while it seemed like Apple was trying to stop making desktop PC and desktop, sorry, not PCs, but they are personal computers. And just go for laptops and iPads, iPhones, because it took them ages to release the Mac Pro.
Mm.
So I think what their target was is to stop making other computers and just kind of stick to the iPad. But I don't think it worked out, so they ended up
I
having
don't
to make
think.
one.
I don't think. Well, if you're doing, this is a long time ago since I was around a machine that did it. So apologies.
Galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, it feels like it. Is it early 2000s? If you're
Galaxy.
doing rendering rendering from video editing, you offload that onto the GPU.
Yes.
The GPU and an iPad.
Not the. Oh well. Now they've got the
No,
M8s in them. Sorry, the M1s, the M8s. The M1
but that's the CPU.
with a GPU built in. That's the point of the M1. It's the
Yeah,
M a
a
CPU
built-in
and GPU.
GPU rather than a dedicated GPU. No,
Well, I have used the M1 Pro. It was really good for video editing because it has its own.
really.
Yeah, it's really good. Has its own cores just for editing, cores for processing. It's I don't know how they did it. It's CPU is just amazing to me. Looks really cool
Yeah, okay.
and works well.
All right, for the editing point, but when you're then exporting it in your chosen format, how long does it take compared to a desktop PC doing it?
Well, I've never owned a really good desktop PC, but this one it can take on this computer it can take in 4 minutes to half an hour, and on the Mac
For
Pro,
for how long
meaning for
of
how
a
long?
video clip?
Oh,
How long?
it depends on
I'm
how much
interested.
you have in it.
I'm not deriding Apple. I'm genuinely interested.
It might be
We'll have to have a look into it, but maybe off
yeah.
stream we'll have a look at benchmarking of that, and maybe that's the next stream we come back. I don't, because you see some of the stuff they do now, like um, I've watched all of the how it was made documentaries for. I think they've only done 6 so far for the Marvel films when they're doing the deep fake of Natasha's stunt double to put Natasha's face on it. Um,
Yeah.
I can't imagine sitting there with an iPad and going, all right, render that scene, and it being quick.
Okay.
That's the point I'm trying to get to, if you know what I mean.
Okay. So this is the first article I've read. So this
Mm,
isn't. This is only one article. It's not like a load of articles I haven't read and
mm,
seen which one's which. They say it takes from 1 gig of file took 8 minutes.
wow,
Uh,
okay,
which is actually quite good for a 1 gig file.
that is
That is really good.
that is one gig of raw.
And
Yeah.
that's on the MacBook Pro, rendering at 4K.
Ah, yeah, but the MacBook Pro has a dedicated GPU, doesn't it?
Not on the new ones.
Oh, okay.
New ones, it's just the M1. Since the M1 lineup
Or
has
M
come out,
or
they've
the
kind of
M2s.
yeah, the M2s now. Um, it's just been the M1s now. It does everything.
Okay, interesting, fascinating.
So,
I'm never going to be video editing and rendering anyway, so it's a moot point for me. But I'm still fascinated by it.
try and find like a good diagram that shows everything. It's primarily it just shows the cores. Oh, hang on, this might be good. I don't remember where the GPU is on. Ah, I'll come back. Yeah, it's the M1 technology that Apple have made. It's been
Mm.
really interesting, and it's what's got me back into Apple in a way. But it's all what made it even more interesting is
You
when they
sure
got.
it's not for how it looks and how all the
Oh,
trendy people have got them?
it, I don't care about trendy people. Have you seen me? I don't care about trendy people, but I will
Yeah,
agree that I do
you do.
like Apple
You're an impressionable
stuff.
young man, Mac. So you do. You care about
Um,
your social media profile, your likes. You all do. That's what kids do these days. Like me and your
I
dad, we just read the Daily Mail.
I no, my dad would never read the Daily Mail. Um, and I don't use social media correctly. I can't use social media correctly. I've tried many times. I can't do it casually. I only ever use it for advertising. But I love
Or
say,
memes. It's all about the memes.
yeah, okay. I do like this Mac in particular. I love. I don't know because of the light, you can't see it properly, but it's the Mac with the glowing Apple symbol. There you go. That is one of the best Macs. Second best to the
Was.
was yeah. As
Yeah.
second best to the old G5 that I have over there that I love. I just love the look of Apple, and I have to admit,
Yeah.
when it comes to Apple, I
Well, the
can't.
G5 is very, very old though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah. But when it comes to Apple,
I
I
was using G5s
don't.
in 2003, 2004, I think.
I do think they're the same age as me actually, but I love the look of them. They look
Yeah.
really good.
You're a lampshade kind of guy, aren't you?
Meaning,
I bet you think the iMac lampshade was the pinnacle of design.
Mac lampshade.
Yeah.
The meme that I've missed out on.
No, no.
No.
Google it.
Yeah. Okay. Mm. We own one of those, and I do like it.
Yeah. They are one of the worst machines to fix ever.
Oh, I imagine
They're
they would.
ridiculous. They are because
I
the
mean, I
first thing you
imagine they
get
would.
to when you take the base off is the hard disk.
Is it really?
Yeah, sits at the bottom. Where that lip is, that all comes down, and then all the gubbins is in there. I did have a G5.
You did have a
Um,
G5?
yeah, and it had um 1.75 gig of RAM, which
Uh,
didn't work properly
I think
when it
that
came.
I think that has a total of 8 on the
Nice.
many sticks. Um, Go and get the G5 tower up just so people can
Yeah,
understand what we're talking about. This
yeah.
is the G5, one of my favorite Apple computers ever made. It's just a beaut to work with, and it looks lovely.
That was that was my previous job. That was the first Mac that was bought for me, so I could understand.
What a Mac is.
Oh, Tower. Oh, sorry. Thought you were talking about iMac G5s, not Power Mac.
Oh,
I had an iMac G5.
yeah,
The editing suite had the Power Mac G5s. I had the
oh,
iMac
those
G5.
ones, the plastic ones. I had one of those. My parents turned it into a chalkboard. I was so angry
Yeah.
because one of
It came
my
with 1.75 gig of RAM that didn't work properly, so it was only showing 1.5 gig of RAM. And Apple support at that time didn't want to know. So they said, if you get on Google and you Google Apple certified support companies near you, you can take it to one of them and they'll get it fixed. Or you can take it to our flagship Oxford Street um, store and they'll help you with it. And I said,
really.
you want me, you want me to walk, and I think it was about £2,000. I think it was quite expensive, £2,500, something like that. I said to him, you want me to walk a £2,500 computer under my arm around London to take it to the Oxford Street store to get them to look at it, and I won't get mugged. And they went, yeah, you're probably right. And then
And
they got one of these certified repair companies to come out, and they said that he'll be in there in about 2 weeks to come and fix the motherboard. 2 weeks on a repair, and that was with a care pack. 2 weeks,
really,
yeah. And
I wonder if that's
um,
changed. I don't
well,
know if it really has changed that much. I've never sent
well,
anything back to Apple.
you can find out. Knock your dad's computer off his table,
No, because I like that computer.
but you'll see how long it takes to get it repaired.
It does annoy me that he's got this really fancy computer, and I know he's going to possibly watch this later. He's got this really fancy computer, and all he does is type. Which is
Yeah,
like,
and
why? You don't
and he
need all that
ty- and he
power.
types he types in a console window as well.
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah. Doesn't move the mouse and drag stuff about.
no.
And another fun anecdote about Apple support back in the early 2000s. I We had a lot of lampshades for the media teams, and one of them had a failed hard disk on it. Apples were good at the time. If you start losing sectors on a disk, it carried on working. So you could do a carbon copy clone to get the data off, and carbon copy clone that data onto another machine using a FireWire disk, and it would be a clone of the machine. So I phoned up one of these resellers, and they said, if you bring it to us, you can have it back in a week, or you can wait 2 weeks and we'll come out to you with another hard disk. And I'm like, I can literally walk, because the office was near Tottenham Court Road. I said I could literally walk down the end of Tottenham Court Road, buy a replacement hard disk, a Mac approved one. Because if you looked at the older Macs, the hard disks were all stamped with Apple incorporated on them, so they did something to the hardware.
I've got tons of
Um,
those.
and I could change it myself. And they went, yeah, but if you want to use our services, it's going to be 2 weeks, or a week or no, it was a week if you allow us to pick up the hard disk and take it away. I was like, what? You don't have any in stock? I said, no.
So
So Apple at the time, and um, we had various different care packs that had been manually filled out. You couldn't do it online, written out um, by various different people in the IT department over the time that I was there. So there wasn't a care pack agreement for the company. So when I used to phone up with a problem, they'd say, yeah, you've got an iMac G5. And I say, I do, but I'm phoning about this lampshade or this MacBook. But
yeah,
when you phone up, they go, oh, you're the man with the G5. That's one of them. And then we attempted to get them all umbrellaed under the one company, and they didn't have um, an inbound email for Apple Care. So we had to fill out on a spreadsheet all of the serial numbers, all of the dates of purchase, all of the care pack codes, and print that out and then fax it to them. And they queried a few of them, so they then faxed back with circles on it the stuff that they were querying, that we had to then, because they wanted this sheet to stay like that, to then fill in if there was a typo in the care pack, and then fax it back.
that
That
is
was
a
Apple support in the
lot of
2000.
hassle. Lot of hassle. This is
Faxing
why.
them, yeah.
This is why you don't like Apple.
Uh, that, and they're completely pointless for what I want to do with them. Yeah, can't game with them, can you?
No. Yeah, that's the only reason why I don't own an Apple. I do want an Apple device. I want iPads primarily to work on Press
Yeah,
Red when I'm not editing, when I'm not playing games. Because as much as I don't like Windows, it does support everything that I want it to support, as long as it doesn't blue
yeah,
screen.
yeah, yeah. And that, again, that's the the shame about Linux as well. Linux goes so far, you can't really game on it. There are certain games out there um, that have a Linux client, like Eve Online. I think War Thunder does, etc., etc. But if like I think me and your dad were talking about this quite a lot. Um, there is a Linux Steam client, I believe, but the games are still um, x86 X's, so they won't
Yeah.
run once you've.
Well, so
Um,
the new Steam thing's supposed to fix that. But yeah, I don't like Linux because when you try and do something the simple way, you end up having to go into terminal anyway. Like I
yeah, I mean,
installed
yeah,
yeah, I was going to install Steam, right? Now, what you would expect
mm.
to do with Steam? What would you expect to do with
Well, you download the exe, double click it, and install it.
Yes. Except when I got it on Linux, it didn't work, and I had to then reinstall it using the terminal.
Oh, that's interesting. We had one way back in the day when we were using Groupwise at work. So this was before Microsoft. We were a Novell house, and uh, Groupwise used to run on Novell NetWare, which was Novell's proprietary OS for file servers. And then they introduced like a Linux version of NetWare. Cool, brilliant, more efficient, more stable. And then they brought out Groupwise to run on this NetWare OS, and I think I don't know if NetWare are still doing it for Groupwise, but that was the OS. You installed this OS. The OS and the support for the OS came free because you bought your licenses to Groupware, which was a nice bundle. Um, so like you've probably done quite a few times. You install your Linux machine. You probably didn't install a GUI by default, or if you did, you just didn't use it because your console in using the terminal. But to install Groupwise, the mail system on this Linux NetWare OS, you had to do it from the GUI, and it's the only time I've ever seen that where you had to use a GUI
Really?
to install the mail server. It was bizarre. Like everything else, you install Java, you install Apache, you do LAMP or whatever you want to do on Linux, you can do from the terminal,
Hmm.
except Groupwise.
Okay. Probably change subject now.
Change subject.
Change subject. I'm not going to change too far from the Apple subject, even though ended up talking about Linux. Have you heard about the Nothing phone?
No, I
It,
I come into these completely blind, so you can blind me and I can discuss them.
ah, well, the Nothing phone is this new team who came out of Apple and are now developing their own products, and they came up with the earpod like things. They looked okay. I didn't think they were that interesting. And then the other day, they announced
Mm,
the Nothing phone, and I think it
okay.
looks really good. It's one of the nicest looking phones I've seen in a while, and I like the fact you can actually see the circuits at the back, even though they're painted white. It's just a really
Yeah, just having a look at some of the images.
yeah, and that's not even the coolest feature yet. So I watched.
It's only got two cameras though. It's not going to be rubbish.
I
Hasn't got 15.
see. I am a
You need 864 cameras on your phone. I
God.
mean, I've only got four, so I'm
I,
slacking.
I've got one.
I think four.
I've got one. I
Oh,
bought the
good.
Pixel 3A. Say I bought it. My dad bought it. The Pixel 3A when the iPhone 11 or 10 came out, and they started
Okay.
sticking so many cameras on them. I think it looks ugly to have more than one
I know.
camera.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But this is the first the first phone that I have seen where it looks like it kind of suits it. But the thing that's most interesting about the the new Nothing phone, I just put on a video
Mm.
here from Marcus Browley. Should probably shout that out before I play the video. He's holding the phone, and it blinks. It has a light on it once it comes up. Yeah, it has a light on the back. I just think that's a really cool idea. Why haven't people done it before? They've usually.
Yeah,
Sorry, carry on.
I was just going to. I mean, that's obviously slightly different, but I remember. So that notifies you. Is that a notification blink? Is it?
Yes, you can get notification blink. If I go a bit ahead, um,
Because I remember, and I can't remember the last phone that had it. Like you, these phones nowadays, they've got the always on screen.
yeah, I turn it off.
They've all got always on.
Yeah,
Before that, they didn't have always on, so the screen was black.
yeah,
Save power, save your battery. Brilliant, fantastic idea.
yeah.
But they used to have a little LED up in the top that would blink if you had a notification.
Yes, I
A
remember.
little green flashing, and they were brilliant.
Yes, I
All
remember
you needed,
the flip phone. But
and I
there was a
can't.
flip phone that had it.
They all had it.
Yeah,
Yeah, they all had it up until a certain point, and then they all stopped.
yeah,
And I got when I upgraded my phone one time, and it was like I don't have this phone doesn't have always on because it's pre always on.
yeah,
I've got to unlock my phone every time to see if there's a notification. So
yeah,
that they were keeping your phone in your presence and in your mind, because if you're waiting for an email to say something's been shipped or whatever, or if you're waiting for your SO to say I'm on my way home or whatever,
yeah.
you sit there, keep checking your phone. I mean, the always on is fine. It's minimal now. Well, to a degree, it just tells me the time and then
This
Discord,
phone
WhatsApp,
came
Discord.
with always on. Except I very quickly came against the problem that it overheated. Now I haven't seen anyone else
Oh,
with a 3A having this problem, but my phone, been a week of having always on, overheated from the
mm.
screen being on. Now I don't think that's how it's supposed to work at all.
But what is your always on? What does your always on look like? I don't know if that's going to work.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, mine was literally
Uh,
just the time, and it's still overheated. So I don't know.
wow.
I don't know what happened to this phone, but it served me well, and it's still going. So just turning off the
Yeah. Oh
um
yeah. 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 I'm
screen
just
is
seeing what.
yeah. There's also some really cool features with it. There is charging with charging your headphones like everything else, which is quite cool. But I like this feature, which is it tells you how much charge is on your phone just from looking at it on the little bar bit at the bottom. And to see it again, I wonder if you'll do it. See, come on, do it. Yeah. You all you got to do is shake it, and it's got a nice animation and everything. But that's just really
Yeah.
cool. I like that. That's
Mm.
and it's
How
just
much
done.
is it though? That's the thing.
No
How
price.
much is it going to be at launch?
The price hasn't been revealed, nor has the UI been revealed because it's not running. Obviously, it's not running Apple OS or iPhone OS. Sorry, iOS would be.
It's going to be Android then, isn't
It's
it?
Android, yeah. And
Yeah.
after becoming an Android user, I'm not a fan of Android. I never will be, but
Because you've been indoctrined by your parents. Hi,
I mean,
Simon.
I.
Hi, Rick.
I mean, I am named. I am named Mac.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't have a choice.
No.
Didn't have a choice.
Oh, yeah. The Nothing phone is the only phone for the past couple of years that
Uh,
looks interesting to me once.
yeah, it does. But because the thing is, right? I I I switched to LG phones a few phones ago. I only had two of them because LG have now stopped um, doing phones.
Have
But
they? I
I
didn't
had
even
the
know.
G5. I had the G5 and I didn't have a lot of problems with it. I mean,
Hmm.
battery life on it wasn't great, and by sometime in the second year of that contract, the battery wasn't holding a charge at all. So I got a replacement battery, and the the phone the the provider, not LG, whoever. I'm not going to say them because we're not promoting them. They sent out, well, I bought a battery and they
Yeah.
reimbursed me the cost of the battery. And it was the last phone I had where you could take the battery out, because the LG G5 you could put mods on it. Like, I think we were talking about that last time, or
Yeah.
rather I was. Um, and then I got, and the LG G5 had, and I know we've gone past the amount of cameras it's got on it, but it had this really fun feature where it would activate both front cameras. So you'd have the standard camera, the widescreen camera, and it'd activate the front camera, so you could take a like a triple picture. So
But
you could
like a
take a picture
how
of something, plus a wide version of it, plus yourself taking the picture, and that was fun. Like if you were out
you
like
have
at
picture of you going,
a dinner party. Yeah, no, no, effectively that. If you were out at a dinner party and you wanted to get everyone in the picture, but you were on a big table, you could, because you'd get
yeah.
you taking the picture plus someone that you're focusing on, plus the wide of everything, and it was just fun, and it would give you three prints, and then they stopped it on the on the. I, the next one I got was a V30, and it didn't have it, and I couldn't find a way of activating it.
I
Um,
so basically it worked like the new 360 phones, but without the fisheye lens kind of featuring. Because like, the new 360 kind of has one lenses on either side and the fisheye lens to warp it so you can get the full view. But on your phone, because the 360 phone, that's quite a cool idea. Don't know why I didn't carry on.
if you Google LG G5 camera multi-view and go into images, there's two pictures on there. There's one with a bald-headed guy who's taking the selfie, one of a
Hang on, I
a
think I've
building
spelled
across a
LG.
lake.
You say LG and then G.
LG space G5
Okay.
camera multi-view.
Oh, here. Okay,
Let
yeah.
me-
So yeah, it would have three different. That is,
Three different views. Yeah,
yeah, that's
it's
quite
just a
useful.
fun thing to have on there. I mean, useful maybe, maybe not, but it was just fun. Like me and the other half, we'd go out for dinner with the kids, and I'd take a picture of the kids. Yeah, it's just a cool little feature, and then they dropped it,
Even
and
for, like
it's quite
in
disappointing they dropped it.
even better for those YouTuber peoples.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But obviously, the carriers in the UK, they're very much um, Samsung and Apple orientated.
Yeah,
Like my phone's up for renewal in September.
I've never owned a Samsung.
Um, I think the last one was the S5, so that's how long ago. Um, S, yeah, S5. So what are we on now? 22. So I know it's not 17 because they changed it to the
One is
2020. I think it's S22, but and they're all right. I mean, I used to have the old um, had a few notes. They were quite fun. Um, but then the Note 3 and the Note 4 are now no bigger than what phones are anyway. I had the Google, what were they called? Google got LG and Samsung to make them their own phone,
not the Google
and I had
Pixel
the
then.
no, it's way pre. I think Pixel's been is made by Google themselves. This was when Google got LG and um, Samsung to make their phones. Oh, what were they called? But I had the one, two, three, and four of that, and they were good because they were just vanilla Android. So at the time, they like all the other carriers. I mean, they still do it now. The bloatware was extreme, but these phones were just pure Android, which was
I
which was good. So you never had the Samsung overlay or the LG
Oh,
overlay
that
or
sounds
a
great. I don't
Huawei
like the
overlay.
Samsung
It
overlay at
was.
all. I can't see anything about that phone. Okay. Do you want to discuss the summer sale? Not summer sale. Although that's going on. Summer sale, everyone for Steam. Yay. What I meant to say was, do you want to go back to what the Summer Game Fest? What was announced at the Summer Game Fest? Or we could
Yeah,
talk about
you can.
how the fact Amazon has brought back the one sounds more interesting to you.
Let's go for Amazon because we did the other bit a bit.
Okay. So,
Um,
interesting thing that I've been hearing about all week. So, I first heard about it as a Twitter post, and then I've heard about it as a news reading, and then on TechQuickie. Um, so you're now allowed to basically Amazon has released the Alexa update that allows you just mimic a dead relative's voice. I can't understand why you would want this. It actually sounds kind of creepy in a way.
mm,
I didn't know that Amazon did keynotes. That's new to me. But yeah, no, it sounds creepy.
yeah, I have a problem with that. Not because it's just weird. Like, um, me and Christine we watched Parts Unknown by Anthony Bourdain, and while it's I've mentioned it to your dad in the past. It's effectively a travel show with
Oh
cooking, and
yes,
it's
I have
really
watched
good.
this. Yes.
There's like 14, maybe 18 series of it, and they were on Netflix, and they were brilliant. It was fun to see parts of the world without going to those parts of the world because quite a lot of the times he would ask people, "What can the rest of the world do to help you?" And their answer was, "Please don't come here because your people are buying up our land, forcing us into jobs we don't want to do. We want to be farmers or fishers, live off the land." So it's just a fascinating insight, and it was Anthony Bourdain was fantastic on there, and some of the other guest people he brought along. It was brilliant. While watching it, as you do, you Google Anthony Bourdain, and you discover he unfortunately passed away, um, which kind of made us want to watch it more because this was more of an insight into the man itself. And then after we finished watching it, I don't know if it was a couple of years later or a year later, whatever. Um, there was a documentary that's being made about Anthony Bourdain. So Anthony Bourdain is a chef. I think he wrote Kitchen Confidential. I think was the book, which was like a massive blow up on how kitchens in where I guess New York are run and managed and stuff, and etc. etc. I've not got round to reading it yet, unfortunately. But yeah, this documentary is being made, and the plan in the documentary, and I don't know if it's come out or not, and it's happened, but they were
Oh,
going
so
to
it's not out yet
like
then.
I don't know if it's out yet or not because we dropped interest in it because they were going to deep fake his voice to read letters and emails that he'd written but hadn't read on record or on tape or anywhere, part of this documentary. And you're like, why? Why are
It's
you bringing back
it's
his
not
voice?
necessary, is it?
No, it's not to read some of his personal insights or feelings, maybe around the time when he was feeling quite low. Um,
Yeah.
and like I said to Kristen, I said, we're not going to watch that. I've got no interest. I'd watch the documentary about him, but there doesn't need to be this bit where this is Anthony Bourdain's not voice, but it's his voice reading
Yeah. But
personal stuff. You
see,
know, it's like I don't.
yeah, I agree with that. I don't think it's needed in that at all. But if David Attenborough suddenly died, I fully believe BBC probably have like
I'd hope they wouldn't.
really? I don't know. I think they would. I think it would become a thing.
I would hope that, that's the thing. It's about respect as well, isn't it? you got respect for the dead. As um, David Attenborough, as far as the whole world can tell, is a messiah, is a
Yeah.
god in
Yeah.
his own terms, if you like. I mean, coming from a non-religious person, you know what I mean? He he can walk on water if he wants to. So if if and when it does happen, it's going to be very, very sad. But that's where it should end. Obviously, if there's unedited stuff they've got of him that they can put into a documentary, put into a nature show, fine. But bringing him back
Yeah.
by making his an Alexa voice for him, it's wrong.
So interesting enough, in this Verge article that I found, they actually talk about where the technology came from for the Alexa thing, and um, about Life of Chef Anthony Bourdain. It is the same algorithm that did that.
Mm,
Used to clone the voice of the given to a AI actor to read quotes from his email sent by many fans were disguised by applications of technology and called it ghoulish and deceptive. But it is the same technology.
wow, wow. That's weird, isn't it? That we
Yeah,
were, yeah, yeah. That's why we haven't watched the documentary. So okay, so the documentary is fans writing letters, presuming fan mail, maybe letters of condolence that he's reading out. Like, why?
I don't see it. Let's see the point of it.
Like, like, um, have you watched
Also, the documentary came out
the
last year.
okay? Have you watched the World War I documentary by what's his face? Hobbit,
The,
Lord of the Rings. Peter Jackson.
is this the one that's in color?
They should not grow old. Yeah,
Yeah, I that was fascinating to watch.
it was brilliant, and they used technology in the right way to
Yes,
slow down the frames, add extra frames so it wasn't juttery, to
yes.
colorize it, and then they used voice actors and lip readers to do the voices.
I watched that and I found
That's how you bring back the dead
yeah, I
that
found
way. You
that
know that.
documentary truly chilling when I first watched it. Because it's fascinating at the start. There's this. I know the exact point that I found it's starting to find it chilling was this point where you see this horse laying
Mm,
in this dirt, and it
yep,
just
yep,
yeah, and
covered
there's
in flies.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's
Mm.
oh no oh
But that, in my opinion, that's using technology the right
yes
way
yeah.
to bring. That's how you bring the dead to life,
I'm also
because you're not
guessing.
saying that those
Sorry.
people that was their voices.
Yeah.
They've been given voices,
Yes.
you know,
So
in that way.
I'm guessing you're against what Disney's doing, well, believed to be doing, which is creating virtual models of each actor that they get in. Have to sign a piece of paper saying that they give permission to have virtual actors own their digital actors.
Well, I'm against them owning the digital versions of them, but no, if
No.
that person's alive and they've signed up for it and they've done voice work for it, that is different. If
Okay.
Anthony Bourdain had read these letters and put them down on a computer and they found that and that's what they read out, that's absolutely fine. It's
Okay.
like
Yeah.
finding an old John Lennon record and remastering it. It's John Lennon's voice.
Okay. Right.
It's not using a computer to pretend to be John Lennon on another single.
Hmm. Okay.
If it's their original work, I mean, like when the at Coachella, I can't remember what was it, 2012, somewhere like that, and they got a hologram of Tupac on stage,
Yeah. No, I didn't like that.
but
That.
they used Tupac's lyrics with a
Yeah.
hologram. I don't have a problem with that.
Guess it's kind of a homage. Homage.
Yeah,
to
because it's not
yeah.
again. It's not like they've used this computer technology to recreate his voice and get a computer to read his voice
No.
to distribute um unspoken stuff. You know.
Unlike what was it? What Kanye did when he brought back his wife's. Was it Kanye? He brought back his wife's dad
I,
and said that he was said that Kanye was great. Isn't that weird?
uh, yeah. What you mean? The Kardashian lawyer man,
Yeah, I'm
the one that defended
guessing
OJ. Yeah.
so.
Well,
Maybe
I don't know anything about it. I don't follow.
me neither. I've never even watched the video. I just know
Yeah.
it's a thing.
Uh,
Okay. We've hit an hour. I want to briefly go
okay.
over the Summer Game Fest. So I added the videos in, and I've got them by day, and I'm
Okay.
gonna share the screen, and I know it's gonna be delayed again. I want you, as we haven't got a lot of time, to pick one of the pick two from each day. Pick one from each day. You're most
Okay.
interested by the title.
So excuse my head because it's now turning to the right.
Yep. There is something I want to show you anyway. I think it's routine. So if you say uh, something
Well,
else that
Goat
isn't routine,
Simulator 3, obviously, that's
you
got to be up there, isn't it?
okay? I will.
And what is Naughty Dog's new name? New game, sorry. Do we not? Do
Uh,
we not know yet? Is it a
we we
Crash?
we don't know yet. No. All I got was a picture from Twitter. It looks to be
If it
some. Sorry.
if it's a Crash Bandicoot game, then yes.
No,
If it's anything else by Naughty Dog,
it seems to be a Back for Blood game. Talking about Back for Blood, we'll be streaming that on Monday.
yep.
It seems to be a Back for Blood game with good story, as far as I know.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, so it might have a single player campaign on it.
it might do. Copy this and go over to here, and I will copy this. So, yes, so we got the new Goat Simulator. It's got nothing different. It's Goat Simulator. That's pretty much all I can say about it. I generally don't remember much. Uh, there was a goat.
Well, let's be honest. It's gonna be better than any farming simulator they've ever done. So, or not them, but someone else, obviously.
Yeah, but it it took me a while to figure out what it was. Actually, it didn't take me that long because as soon as I saw the character in the trailer that's currently streaming, I could tell that it's the Goat Simulator graphics because they haven't seemed to updated the graphics. It I don't see anything different really. It just seems that they've made a new one and made it slightly remastered with some of the particle effects. Uh,
Yeah, but this is just a trailer anyway, rather than the actual
yeah. And the other
game
one
in
I
there.
really wanted to show you. This one's like a Terminator kind of thing. You still, uh,
Easily please me.
I believe this is the one I'm thinking of. Yes, routine. This is a horror game. I don't tend to like horror games, but this one straight away I want to play it when I saw it. It's called Routine, and to me,
Okay.
it has a very Terminator vibe to it. Um, I know nothing else, but from what I've seen from this trailer, I'm currently streaming. I might skip a bit ahead because it's a bit of a slow trailer. But as far as I know, it's just robots and horror game. There's a lot of horror games announced this year.
But is the main protagonist a robot?
Uh, they don't show the main protagonist.
Because if the main
I think he's
protagonist
human based on
is a
that.
robot, you can't have much of a. Oh yeah, he's going to have to be, Nick. You can't have much of a horror game if you're a robot. Where's the fear factor in robot dying?
Yeah, this looked
It
really
looks
cool to
very
me.
good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it reminds me of
Yeah.
Alien as well, the Alien game, which I'm yet to play. But
Or Dead
it's
Space.
or Dead Space. It just looks really cool, and I'm excited to play it.
Well, that bit there, that they're going down the
Escalator.
stairs at yeah, an escalator at a mall. That looks very much like the first series of Van Helsing when they were held up
I
in a
haven't.
mall.
Is it good?
Yeah, don't know.
No. Okay.
No.
Okay. So that's two of the things. That was one of the things I'm most excited about. Day two, I didn't find much I enjoyed, so there are literally only two options. So you get to pick one of the two options. I'll tell you. You've got Project Warlock 2 or Verge World, which sounds more
Tell me
interesting
about
to
them
you.
both, and
Project
which one
War,
sounds more interesting? Oh,
Project Warlock is a boom shooter. I owned the first one. This is the sequel to it, where they gave it much better graphics and it's actually stable, along with actually being
okay.
a bit more 3D. Verge World is one of those like Star Fox kind of shooter thing. I played the demo of it. The
Yeah.
controls were terrible, so I hope that when they actually release
Oh,
it, controls will be better. But it looked interesting, which maybe we don't even need to show the adverts for these. Just
no,
talk about
no.
it.
Project Warlock.
I like boomer shooters, so I'll be playing it. So, okay, so now we've got day three. I can't
Hmm.
pronounce the first one, so I will put that on screen.
Okay.
Um,
Give me a few seconds to catch up.
yep. The Blight Memory Infinite is one that is interesting in my mind because the gameplay looks really cool, except it has the the anime problem, shall I say.
Oh, oh, no, no,
You
no.
don't see the anime. I don't want to show you it to kind of because I feel like what I've said is put you off of it.
I
Oop, bug
no,
up.
you
Shouldn't
said
say that.
anime. I've
Yeah.
tried. I tried anime. You know, I've tried anime. Um, I even sat through. Obviously, this isn't something we're going to discuss on this. This will be on that was a movie, but I sat through the anime version of Cowboy Bebop, and I didn't like it. I liked the
You
live
mean the
action
original?
version.
I like the live
Yeah,
action version. But see,
it's
okay,
better for me. I don't know. Maybe it's my age. I don't know. I just preferred the
I
live action version.
I like specific anime. I not the biggest fan. My friends, I have a couple friends who love anime, but to me, I think it's either over sexualized or um, it's not fun. There's only a
Well,
couple.
to be fair, the original Cowboy Bebop wasn't particularly overly sexualized. There was obviously reference or images to it,
Yes,
clearly, but it wasn't so bad. I think one of the biggest problems I have um, is the dubbing. The dubbing that they put on it, and then if you put the subtitles on, so the subtitles come from the original Japanese
yes,
translation, but the dubbing, and this is the same that happened on Ultraman. The the or the English audio does not match the subtitles. So I watch these quite late at night, so the house is quiet. So I put them on like 5 or 6. The TV's quite quiet, so I watch them. So I have the
mhm.
subtitles on. And I can hear them talking when it's quiet, and what they're saying and what you're reading do not match, and it's very weird.
See, so when it comes to watching an anime, I have to watch dubbing for one crucial problem. I have dyslexia. The amount of times I
Yeah.
have read something so wrong that it's
No,
ruined the story for me, I have to watch dubbing.
no, and I get that, and Um, well, that's fully understandable. So if you watch Ultraman and you have watched, like you say, you've watched Cowboy Bebop, the original anime,
Yes.
what you're hearing is not what they're saying.
No, I know. I know
So
that like Netflix has a problem with changing some of the lines uh for sexual reasons. Not like inappropriate sexual for orientation reasons.
yeah, but these are just throwaway conversations they're having, not sexual conversation. It's
Yeah.
just the pacing and the spacing of the words. They've overly anglicized the translation from Japanese to
See, so
I don't know to make the sentences in their eyes make more sense, but they make sense what I'm reading. So
the only animes that I really like the Studio Ghibli ones, or Ghibli, or however it's pronounced. I
yeah,
generally find those really good to watch. And I watched this crazy one on Netflix, and the only reason why I'm watching it is because it's crazy, and I cannot remember the name of it, but it's got like a lizard head guy. It's nuts, but it's just fun to watch. Now I want to show you the gameplay from the thing. So
okay.
it's when I say the anime problem, I don't mean like it's just that the character can be in skimpy outfits sometimes, and I disagree with that entirely in games. But
So you haven't watched this episode of The Boys then?
oh no, oh the boys series. When we do an episode on that, Jesus.
Yeah.
But the gameplay from this game just looks really cool, and the skimpy outfits is an optional extra, which I'll never turn on. So I'm I'm gonna get around to playing this game one day because it just looks really fun. It's supposed to be very short though. The original
I do
story,
like first person shooters. I do.
yeah,
I'm not. Uh, and if like single player campaigns on first person shooters are fun, like back in the day playing Fear or even the old Call of Duty or the Battlefield stories when they had them
yeah.
were fun.
I s- I'm getting around to playing a ton of games at the moment. I'm doing a Resident Evil live stream soon. Not first person, but
Oh wow.
yeah. I've never played Resident Evil. I'm gonna see what it's like and give it a go.
What what versions of them are you doing the originals or the remastered?
I'm doing uh the remaster on
This looks
Steam,
quite
the
good. This
HD.
looks like Crisis to a degree.
Yeah, it's called Bright Memory Infinite. It is really good. I've watched a review from a guy called G-Man, not the Half-Life character, and he generally talks about it in a good way,
It'd be
and
better if it was. Yeah.
it would it would be quite funny. Yeah. He talks about this in an amazing detail, much better than I can ever do
Yeah.
in my RPC
Yeah.
reviews. But
Yeah.
it is a really interesting looking game.
Crisis and Far Cry. I mean, obviously, yeah, this looks more like Crisis than Far Cry, but those games are great. I still enjoy those.
Yeah, so that's on my wish list to get around to. What I was trying to say earlier, but I kind of forgot it. The original storyline for it was only an hour long, so it wasn't.
Okay.
It didn't take that long to finish. So I believe what was announced at Summer Game Fest is another 3 hours to the story,
Yeah. I
and
mean,
it's
4
also
hours. 4 hours is still quite short for
yeah.
a game.
Here's something that can blow your
If
mind.
it's 4 hours of total gameplay.
That is developed by I believe one guy.
No, not bad. Not bad at all.
Not bad. Um,
You'll have to let me know when you're doing the Resident. Are you starting from one and going along? So you're doing one, two, three,
yes, but
four,
the
Code
order
Veronica,
is
5, 6, 7, 8.
yeah, the order is confusing. I've got my friend who knows Resident Evil enough.
Yep. Yep.
I don't know if he's an expert in it or not anything. And he's telling me when how everything works. I think I'm playing it next weekend. No, I'm playing it. I've had everything fully calendared now, so it's
Oh,
nice.
thinking about it, are you going to do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, Code Veronica,
I
5, 6,
thought of
7, 8?
this. No, I'm gonna do it
Because
in.
0 only existed on the Wii, didn't it? Or did they port it?
I think they ported it now. I'm uncertain. If if it is only on the Wii, I do own the Wii. So
I like 0.
I'm playing it on the 8th, Friday the 8th, late in the afternoon, hopefully.
Yeah, because I had 0 and 1 on the Wii. So the remastered or the Wii version of 1 completely blew 1 out of the water compared to 1 that was on the PlayStation 1.
So
Um,
I'm gonna play
but
it
I think
in.
they've remade it since.
I'm gonna play the game in release order. What I've decided. I could have played it in story order, but I kind of wanted to get the experience
Yeah,
that everyone else had with release
yeah.
orders.
No, that's fair enough. Fair enough, because Zero's just a prequel, so it's just a throwback. So you don't have to. I think it was released as a prequel. It wasn't, or Origins or whatever. So it's not like you need to play that first, because you
Mm,
play the game and then you get to the point when Zero was released, and if you can play it, and then you're like, oh, all right.
okay. Yeah, I'm I am looking forward to playing Resident Evil. I've been told the controls aren't the best, and I'm gonna get
Well,
angry at them.
yeah, I think, yeah, because it's fixed cameras on
Yes,
one and the
yes.
remastered version of one. I think they've remade it. I think they've remade it recently. I haven't been keeping up
They
with
they
it, but they've
haven't
changed it.
they
Have
haven't
they not
remade the
remade what?
first one. They have not, because I was thinking of playing that if it had better camera controls, but it doesn't
Okay, because
exist.
but they've remade 2 and 3, and they're remaking 4, aren't they?
Yes, I believe that's one of the things that was
Which
announced.
has got the better camera controls on it.
Yeah. So hopefully one day they will release one, but not in time for next in I think 3 weeks
Yeah.
time. Okay,
No.
so I'm gonna pick no, I'm gonna let you pick the final list of games. This one's the biggest list. I'm gonna load it up now.
Okay.
Uh Pick a game. There's a lot on that day that I found a lot of fun. There's the new Starfield game announced by Bethesda that sucks. It looks terrible. It just looks like No Man's Sky. Um, System Shock. I played that. I've done a review on that on RPC, so check that out.
System Shock's a remake, is it?
It is a remake. It's a remake of
Of
the. It's a remake of the
original System
original.
Shock.
Yes, made by Night Dive Studios. So they're
Or
known for
that
making
one.
good.
Just that one. I don't need to look at the rest then, because System Shock was amazing.
I oh, stop showing that. I found that
The-
game really good because I wanted to do a live stream on the original game, but the graphics sucked. Not the graphics,
mm.
sorry, the
Yeah, they do
UI.
now.
It's not the graphics, it's the
Do
UI.
now.
I'm fine with the graphics. I said that wrong. But the UI, it was terrible. I couldn't
What about
understand.
System Shock 2 then?
I played
No,
System Shock
it,
2. I
and
found
that
that a lot
works all
easier.
right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
This kind of
The
puts
spirit. Yeah.
it puts the controls from System Shock 2 basically in the um the body of the old one, I guess, in a way. Uh
It's
this
a
is
spiritual parent to Bioshock, nonetheless.
yes. We're trying to skip ahead a bit. So the
Yeah.
graphics are really updated. They didn't kind of take the route of making lower graphics, but I kind of like the art style. It's like a low poly,
Yeah.
high quality kind of thing. And when I played the demo, there's a lot of the demo to play, which is currently available on
Wow.
Steam. But I can't wait for this game to come out. It'd be fun to play, and I'll probably play this one on stream.
That looks amazing.
Yeah, I'd recommend playing the
Hopefully they
demo
do the second one as well.
soon. I don't know when this game comes out, but yeah, I do recommend playing the demo. And the guns feel good. Uh, it's just actually very good remaster.
Yeah, it's like they've completely started again with a completely new game.
Yeah,
Well,
they've got
I mean, apart from the puzzle,
they got
that puzzle looked
someone's
very.
voice that sounds exactly the same as the
Wow,
AI. But yeah, it is a
does look
game
good.
that looks good. Yeah, believe it's getting released on the Epic Store first though. Shame. Oh, this week
No, it's good
I've
for
had
me.
I've had some terrible luck with Epic games. Um, my friends wanted me to play Fall Guys.
Yep,
I
it's
didn't
free.
want.
Free on Epic Store.
Yeah, it is free. I didn't want to play it on Epic. I paid £6 to get it on Steam through keys. It doesn't work.
Hmm. Oh. Yeah,
So
we had some trouble with that when Ark came out free on Epic. I got it, and friends of mine had it on Steam. Um, and they're not natively compatible, the servers,
You
for whatever
can,
reason.
yeah, it
Yeah,
is
we
confusing.
got around it.
Yeah, you
We
can
we
get
got
around it.
around it. Um, I believe when they released Grand Theft Auto 5, you couldn't get on with your friends that were on Steam either because the servers aren't compatible. It's
I
weird that Epic do that. That for me. That's the one. Because I'm not fussed about the Chinese having it all one day. They got it already. What are they gonna do with it? Oh, blackmail me. Ooh. Um,
I hate
sorry, China.
Epic.
I didn't mean that.
Epic
Um,
sucks.
Epic. I like Epic because I get free games every week
You know why I don't like Epic?
because it's not Steam.
No, no. I don't like Epic because when they released Fortnite, well, when they released the Fortnite Battle Royale thing, they cancelled Unreal Tournament because it did so well.
Yeah.
I really wanted there to be a new Unreal Tournament to play, and now there's nothing.
No, that's a fair point. And uh, uh, on that point with Epic, I believe was it 2017, then 2018, then 2019. Epic, sorry, Fortnite were going to give you Save the World for free
Yeah,
because the whole point of Fortnite, they were supposed to be selling it on the Save the World co-op PVE bit, but the
yeah.
Battle Royale took off. And as far as I can tell, I haven't looked and I don't install it and to find out, but you still have to pay to play Save the World when they've been promising
I
for a good number of years. When it got to a certain point, the Save the World bit, I'd play Fortnite for the Save the World bit because it's PVE and I can play with the kids on that. It'd be fun. I
I
just
have
don't like that building
I've
up
never liked
crap.
Fortnite. I don't. I think the first thing that put me off of that game was the art style, and then just it just I
Yeah,
hate the game. Quite frankly,
yeah.
something about the game has made me hate it from the start. I played
I'm not a big fan of battle royales anyway.
no,
Like
me neither. I played the
I
game for season 3 for 1 week, and I hated it so much I felt I was about to smash the PlayStation I was playing it on.
I've played H1Z1, which was all right. Because
H1Z1,
I
why does
think
that ring a
H1Z
bell?
they were the company. I believe they were the people that span off from the Fortnite team and went their own way and made their own battle royale. It was either or there's another one. There was another one.
Oh,
H1Z1
them. I
is
know
the
which. Yeah,
zombie
yeah, yeah.
battle royale, or there's another battle royale. I can't remember. One of them split off from the make. They were part of the Fortnite team, and they went and did their own battle royale that wasn't successful. Oh no, what was it called? PUBG. One of them is either PUBG or H1Z1. They split off. I've
I
tried
am.
both of those. I've tried the Call of Duty one, which is um, I've had one game in Firestorm, which was the battle royale that came with Battlefield 5, but you had
I
to buy Battlefield 5 to play the battle royale bit, whereas everyone else, the battle royale was free.
I
Um,
enjoyed the tabs one because it was just
I just
ridiculous.
don't. I used to spend more time waiting to play the game than actually being in the game.
I will say so. I said earlier that I played Fall Guys, and I took a lot of effort to get there, but when I actually played the game, it's the only battle royale I can officially say I enjoyed it. I
But is it? It's not really a battle.
it's not
Yeah, I
really
suppose it
about
is in
right,
a way.
is it? It's if when
Yeah,
playing it, it gives me the vibes of Nintendo. I feel like I'm playing an old Nintendo game that was mysteriously found on
yeah,
PC.
yeah. I've had about 3 or 4 hours in Among Us.
Uh, I bought that
That,
game
but
a week
yeah, I
before it
bought it on
became
the
popular.
PlayStation.
I was so
Um,
happy with that. I
I
got it for one
I
pound.
I I bought it a long time after it was popular. When the popularity is proper waning on it.
I have
Um,
32 hours in the
but
game.
the kids wanted to play it, and it was fun. So there was like I don't
It
know 6, 7 of us, all
it
on
is a
different
great
consoles, all
game.
playing it.
I do generally enjoy playing it when I get around to playing it. The only problem is when I play it with my friends, take it far too seriously, and it ends up being one of us that just he's like a genius and just sits there and goes, "I know it's you," before anything happens.
No, no, no. we're not that clever in my family. So, but it was fun as a fun family activity. It's like playing Cluedo back in the day, around a board
Yeah,
game, that kind
yeah.
of thing. That's what we used it for. But haven't played it since. 'Cause I don't even know if they're playing it. But
I also like the developers behind them because it's generally not well. I want to do a series on this channel where I talk to developers because they're just fascinating to talk to. But
yeah, yeah. Well,
we
when you getting your
should,
dad on?
well, all right. Let me change it to game developers, not cloud developers. Anyway, we should probably wrap this up because it's 1 hour 26.
Way past your bedtime.
Oh yeah, yeah, totally. I'll fight. Yeah, go bed. You know, I only woke up well 10 hours
2 hours
ago.
ago.
Yeah. So we'll end it here.
Cool.
Uh, see you next time. This actually seemed to
Yeah.
have gone well this time.
Hopefully your audio's on there.
Yeah, I've been watching it the entire time due to panic. Just going, light died out behind me a couple minutes ago. That's my first hint at the end. Okay. I thank you for joining us. Me and Pat will be
Oh,
streaming on Monday. I don't know what time. We haven't arranged the time. I designed a thumbnail for it already though, so probably in the
it's just going to
afternoon.
happen. It's going to be World War Z or Back for Blood, whichever. Have you got them both installed now?
I have Back for Blood installed. I have not got World War Z.
Okay. Okay. You don't own World War Z?
I do own it. It's on Epic. I just hate using Epic and
No.
will take any opportunity not
Okay.
to use it.
We'll be playing Back for Blood then.
Yes, I will get Daisy at some point. Thank you for
Yeah.
joining us for this episode. I'll see you next time.